Hello and welcome to this afternoon challenge. I have two American blended whiskeys at a 80-20 blend ratio. This is Bellows American blended whiskey bottled by Bellows and Company, St. Louis, Missouri. No age statement, so we know the straight whiskey in here is aged at least 4 years. It's bottled, so it's at least 4 years old, and it's bottled in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri by Bellows, but it's really Luxco. And I'll put the website link below. There's not much left. I bought this this is a liter bottle, right? Yeah, a liter bottle. Yeah, 1 liter. And I got this at international market for $8.99. $8.99. Good deal. It's been pretty good. It's not a great product, but it's okay. I'm trying to get this thing focused. Now here's Texas 254 blended whiskey. Well, the Backwoods Craft Brewery website started working again, but it's pretty bad. It looks like they're still reformatting it. It's worse than the old website. And I noticed they dropped a lot of products and added new ones. So they might have dropped this one. Texas 254 might be gone. But you can't go by that because a lot of companies produce whiskeys and rums that they don't acknowledge. Whiskeys, rums, gins, vodkas that they don't acknowledge. All right, this Texas 254. It has been on the market since 2019, so it's only 5 years, been around 5 years. Bellows, they started in 1830, and that's a true story. It's not like they're grabbing somebody's name from the past, some obscure person unrelated to the company. No, it says WB right here, WB. William Bellows Company was established in 1830, and their headquarters were New York City, and it's still around, legally, technically. But they got bought out years ago, and it's under the control of Luxco. But they were never a distiller. They never had any distilleries. They never had any blending plants, any bottling plants, factories, anything like that. They just were an office, and they procured. They might have had warehouses where they stocked the stuff, but they were just a whiskey and wine procurer, spirits procurer, like Just, Dorany, and Brooks. So J&B, if you go to J&B's headquarters in London, and I went there, but they weren't open. I just walked past. It was after dark when I went there last year, and I could look in the windows, and they had these displays showing all their products. I would have loved to go, but they were closed, so that was the end of that. But they never made any products either. J&B Scotch, you say, oh, they make a great Scotch. Well, they have a blended Scotch made for them, but they don't. J&B is not a production company. They just own brands. But anyway, this is like that. All right, now Texas 254 is definitely a production company. Backwoods Craft Distillery makes all their own whiskey, make all their own liqueurs, make all their own moonshine, all their own vodka. Okay, they don't source it. They're real small, so I don't know if you'll ever see their products. I've seen their pickle vodka around here in this town. I bought this in New Orleans at Broadway Liquor, but I've seen their Texacraft pickle vodka here. Tim Miller says, you ever drank a beer before work? Before work? Yes, I answer questions. I answer good questions. Have you ever drunk a beer before work? You answer the question. I have no intention of lying. You answer the question, and you answer it, and then I'll answer it, since you broached the topic. Yep, you have, huh? I never did. I don't drink beer before work, okay? All right, but I've drunk beer at work, and I've drunk wine at work, and I've drunk whiskey and other liquor at work. Yes, I have drunk. So I didn't drink beer before work, but I've drunk beer at work. And I was actually asked by the manager to do it. Now, you can think about what kind of job I have. And I drink a lot. And I tasted them, and I wrote, You're not interrupting. That's what the whole reason for the chat is, so people can ask questions. Okay, so and I even made a video about it, and it's still posted, called Drunk on Demand. It was pretty fun though. I mean, I got to try some really good stuff. Let me tell you. And then I got to try some whiskey before, But anyway, it's cool to have a job where you could try whiskey at work, right? Okay. Do not work at a nuclear power plant. We've been having too many sirens today. I'm hearing a lot of sirens about every 20 minutes. So there's a lot of wrecks happening, I'm afraid. Maybe, hospital emergency rooms. Could be health issues, health emergencies, I guess. All right. Favorite beer in the last 5 years? Too many to name. I can't say. I've had hundreds of good ones. So need a little bit more. Oh man, that's going to put me in a bad situation for another taste challenge with this Bellows. I don't think it's going to make it. No, I think we're at the end of Bellows. That's a shame. I did the Bellows Club whiskey and went through all of that. Still see Club whiskey around. Still see Bellows Club whiskey at various mostly Chinese restaurants for some bizarre reason. But it's very pale. Now this Texas 254 is very pale, straw color. And the Bellows has a little copper to it. Copper, caramel. Do they add coloring? Oh, they might, because you're allowed to add coloring and flavoring to American blended whiskey. And you don't have to disclose it. Although Sazerac is very good about it. They put that on the bottles. Whiskey with natural flavors and caramel color, or they'll just say whiskey with natural flavors. They're pretty good about it. I guess they just feel like they want to disclose that. Let's see how this goes with that whiskey. I need a solid review. Well, let's hope you get one. Hey Ron, hello to you, Max Walt, and the Russian Federation. Privet. All right. Barley Sullivan says, you. Hello, Barley. Yeah, it's lighter. My right, your left. Yeah, it's pale, pale, pale. Now this one's only aged 2 years. All right. And that one's at least 4. It might be longer than 4, but it's at least 4. So, because if you don't put an age statement, it has to be at least 4. So it could be longer. But for $8.99 a liter, I don't see how it could be too long. Commonality, not common. The chances of you finding these, I don't think it's very good. But now you might live in Missouri, and they might have Bellows in every liquor store in Missouri. You see, you might go to New York City and got Bellows in every liquor store. In Louisiana, I found it once. Oh no, I'm sorry, twice. The first time I found the 2 different bottles of Bellows at International Market in Metairie, Louisiana, on the east bank of the Mississippi River. And then a few years later, maybe 2 years later, I found the Bellows straight bourbon whiskey. True story, straight bourbon whiskey, a liter bottle for $5.99. Still can't get over that price. That was like a mistake or something. But I guess not. But that's on the west bank of the Mississippi River in Marrero, Louisiana. Yeah. So, but that's the only time I ever saw Bellows in the whole state. And I've been to liquor stores all over the state. Not enough in central Louisiana and northeastern, barely in Shreveport. But you know what I mean. I've been to some. But so no, you don't see Bellows. Texas 254. Yeah, I saw it at one store in my life. Broadway Liquors, New Orleans, Louisiana. But if they had it, you would have to imagine that other people have it, because the distributor is not going to bring in all of this just for one store. I can't see that happening. That seems bizarre. Okay, vanilla. Yes. A lot of vanilla. Let's hope that's from the oak, not from vanilla flavoring. um, wood, oak. I wouldn't say charred oak because it's not straight. It's blended. You're not going to get a lot of char oak. You might occasionally, but chances are you're not gonna. Yeah, it's kind of regular. Now, why do people get blended whiskey? Because it's cheaper? No. Nope. Regular old blended American whiskey is the same price as regular old American bourbon whiskey. There's no difference. They're all the same price. So you're not saving any money. In fact, the best-selling American blended whiskey is Seagram's 7 Crown, and that's higher than a lot of straight bourbons I can buy. More expensive. So no, it's not price. It's got to be something else. I guess people just like it. Now 50 years ago, blended whiskey probably outsold bourbon. Now it's not even close. Bourbon is the king, of whiskey in America. Well, actually, Crown Royal Canadian blended whiskey is the king. So what am I talking about? But as far as the category, though, the category bourbon whiskey, that's the most popular whiskey in America. Not the most, the most popular brand, single brand is Crown Royal from Canada. But yeah, okay. Rye whiskey's got its following, but it's small. Wheat whiskey has a following, and it's minuscule. Rice whiskey has maybe a following, but it might be only 8 people in the whole United States. And it's microscopic production, but it exists, believe it or not. Rice whiskey, believe it or not. You got these other things, single barley malt whiskey, but and these blended things. But the most common, the most popular, the one you always see people looking for, having conventions, going to meetings, going to tastings, looking around the liquor store, is bourbon, 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 bourbon. You know that. I know that. The American people know that. All right. So vanilla here. Okay. There's a little vanilla here, but I'm getting more like sweet corn, like if you had corn on the cob, but without the salt. Oh, that must be the Texas 254. It even smells lighter. I'm not even kidding about that. Taste time. Have I ever been to Texas? Yes, many times. I'm 3 hours from Texas on a good traffic day. Typically you're not going to make 3 hours. It's too much traffic, but theoretically you could. Theoretically, if you just could get on the interstate and drive, but generally that's not going to happen. There's going to be some delays, so you're probably looking at 3.5 hours. But I've done it in 3, but those were those rare days, Missouri, yeah, I've been to Missouri, but it's 8 hours away. 8 hours to get to the Missouri state line. So sweet corn muffins. That highway right there, US 61, if I get on there and go north and just stay on it, it'll take me to Missouri. And when you cross into Missouri from Arkansas, there's an old concrete arch built in like 1918, I think, before they even had the number 61 on the highway. It used to be called Scenic Highway. But yeah, the Great Scenic Highway, they called it. But well, it is kind of scenic, along the Mississippi River, the Great River Road, what's the full name of it? The Great River Road National Scenic Highway. That's a name, huh? Let's take the Great River Road National Scenic Highway. And they still have signs for it along the way from here and there. Like they don't really keep up with it anymore, but you'll see paddle wheels signs, a green sign. It'll say Great River Road, stay left or something like that. Great River Road National Scenic Highway. But they decided to come in with numbers. In 1926, they decided to number everything because it was too complicated with all these names. So they put this one 61 because it's in the middle. You see, they started with New Jersey on the east with 1, and then to 101 in California. See, number 1, and took all the way to number 101 in California. There is no 102 or 103 because it's in the ocean. All right, but I can cross into Missouri there, and that's where all the liquor stores are. Arkansas, yeah, there's a few. Going to Missouri is like Las Vegas, liquor stores everywhere. Beer stores, beer, wine, liquor, no regulation. Kind of like Louisiana. When you cross from Mississippi to Louisiana, it's like nothing. And then first inch across the state line is a beer and liquor store in Louisiana. I'm telling you, man. This one tastes like it's got pickle juice in it. I don't know what that is. I don't know if they use the same equipment. That's what's got me freaked out. It's like, did Backwoods Craft Distillery use equipment and they didn't steam clean it enough and it's picking up that pickle juice? I don't know. It could be in my mind, but I'm not looking. I don't know which is which. I'm not tasting it. I mean, I'm not looking at it, Corn, sweet corn, vanilla, charred oak. Not much of that. Honeysuckle nectar. It's very bourbon-like over here. It's not a bourbon, but it uses bourbon probably up to 20%. That's probably the straight whiskey. But it tastes like a bourbon. So if you gave this to somebody and said, "What do you think that is?" Blind, they'd say, "Is that Jim Beam?" Because Jim Beam's aged 4 years. Jim Beam's 80 proof. Jim Beam's pretty inexpensive, so they might think it's Jim Beam. I doubt it, but they might. Back to this. These glasses were clean. I had the water so hot it was burning my hands, and I used good soap and everything. So, I'm telling you, there's like a touch of pickle juice. Man, look, I don't know about the quality assurance at this distillery. If you didn't clean that vat or that equipment real well, it's going to, pickle juice is strong, right? So this must be the Texas 254. It is. Now, I was at 6-2 before this video started. 6 wins, 2 losses. So that was 75%, 6 out of 8. Now I'm at 7-2, 7 wins, 2 losses. Can I use that cheat sheet to keep winning? Well, I mean, if this stuff has a residual pickle juice taste, yeah, I'm going to get it right every time. Is that a good sign for it? No, that's a terrible sign. Furthermore, I told you they don't even list this on their website anymore. They might have dropped it. My video might be the first video review for this product in the world, and it might be the last ever. I may never see this again. And I like the feeling of it. It's got this linen feeling, like it's like a tablecloth almost. I like the feel of this label. It looks really nice. And I mean, it feels nice and it looks nice. I mean, the label looks, nice. Not exactly exciting, but it's kind of cool. Got the map of Texas in the background, everything. This label is drab, but at least they're not going with brown and khaki. They're going with yellow and black and red with very fine red trim. Still, it's dull, right? If you If you saw this in a story, that would not grab your attention, would it? You would say, look at this bland looking thing. Is it bland in the flavor? Well, it's not exactly bursting with flavor, but the flavors it does have are they're all right. It's okay. All right, so let's look at the comments. Did you review Conor McGregor whiskey and what did you think? No, I have not bought that yet. Although I know it's popular, Proper 12. Yeah, I plan to buy it. I do plan to buy it. Yeah, I'll do it. Might be 2035, but I plan to do it. Hey Ron, what's up, man? Great review, says Workman 101. Oh, thank you. Same to you. Have a good evening. KS says at the Miami GPF1 race, they were charging $560 for a bottle of Jack Daniels or Crown Royal. What? Those must have been some kind of specialty bottles. Who in the world would be insane enough to pay that? That had to be specialty bottles. Now I saw $300 bottles of tequila at Mathern's today. I was at Mathern's and they had 300. It was like 329 bottles, $329 for this ceramic or clay bottle. Not ceramic, clay. It was rough on the outside. It was felt rough, like it wasn't smooth. But it was amazing looking. I was like, look at these bottles. I can't get over these bottles. They look so incredible. I think it was only $750s. They had 3 of them with the case and everything. I was like, man, I bet that tequila was good. And then I saw the price. I'm like, what? I'm looking at that. I said, $329. I said, nah. Piece of skin on my finger. Dead skin. Would I try? Yeah, I try it for free. I wouldn't buy it. All right. I wouldn't buy it. I bet it was unfortunate I couldn't afford the tickets. Saw people posting about the insane drink prices. I mean, I don't know. I drink water when I go to these events, but I wouldn't. I mean, I heard there was a big tornado in Michigan. I don't know, Maxwell. There's a lot of tornadoes all across the United States this week. Maybe here today. I hope not. I've been painting my house. I don't want it to get destroyed, and I've just been painting it. I'm almost finished painting it. I'm about 80% finished. No, they were regular bottles, same as you get in the store. Oh, no. I don't care how wealthy you are. If you would pay $500 for a bottle of Jack Daniels or Crown Royal at an event, you're crazy or not smart. Now, see, Donald Trump, he wouldn't do that. Say what you will about him, good or bad, whatever, I don't care. But he wouldn't pay that kind of money. He would have screamed at somebody and say, "Are you crazy? That's $24. Jack Daniels and Crown Royal is $24. Why would I pay that much?" And he doesn't like to spend a lot of money. Apparently, he's like very careful with his money. Even though he's like real wealthy, he'd be like, "Nah, I'm going to use a coupon." And what does he eat? Fancy Delmonico's dinners when he's in New York City? No, he likes to go to McDonald's. No, what's his favorite place? Bill Clinton liked McDonald's. No, his favorite place is Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? Donald Trump. That's his favorite thing to eat, Kentucky Fried Chicken. KFC. But he could eat any meal in the world, But he's the president. When he was the president, they were like, Chef Andre has made this trout meuniere special for you. And he was like, I don't want to eat that. And he would send Secret Service people, go down the Secret Service, go down to the KFC and get me the extra crispy meal. And then he would eat it. He was the president. All right. Now I don't know if when he had dignitaries coming over, if he would get that for them. He probably would eat the state dinner, but he probably was thinking, I don't know. This shrimp etouffee is good, and the bread is fine, but I would really rather be eating a KFC meal, a bucket. Okay. No. Okay. Some people have more money than brains. You got that right. Arby's says playtime. We used to have an Arby's here, but people complained about it. They said it wasn't good. It didn't last. Went out of business. You totally reformatted the building. They just went in there and wrecked. They went in there and like gutted the building basically, and they started rebuilding it. And I was like, what are they building there? I couldn't figure it out. And then it was Waffle House. Yeah, Waffle House on US 61. It's always packed with people. And they're good, but I mean, you're paying too much money for what you're getting. I mean, you're paying like $8 for some eggs and steak. I could make that myself. Okay, I'm going to finish this off because it's not even worth trying to keep it going. It's over. Bellows, you did a good job, but it's over. The show is over. Time waits for no one, as the Rolling Stones said. So, that's it. Been a good run with Bellows. Did you review? You just asked me that. Did I review Conor McGregor whiskey and what did I think? The Proper 12? I have not bought it. I have never tried it. I plan to review it. That is on my plan. I plan to review Conor McGregor Proper 12. I plan to review the Sexton, which is an all malt Irish whiskey. I plan to review Michael Collins Irish whiskey, which supposedly is good. You know, you can send it to me, but I can buy it at the store, which is a mile away. So it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to send it if I can buy it a mile away. So anyway, no, I do not have a post office box. All right. Anyway, all right. Get back to this. So let's see. Yep. No, no dill pickle flavor. Now I'm telling you, this is like the third time. This is not a good sign. This is the third time I've reviewed this in a taste challenge, and it had a dill pickle juice flavor. When I first tried it, second time I tried it, third time I tried it, fourth time, no. So how could it be that I'm picking it up later? I think the dill pickle might have settled, like the juice, whatever, was heavier and it settled. So I'm thinking by the time I get to the bottom, and I've never shaken it up or anything. By the time I get to the bottom, what's it going to taste like? No, I like dill pickles. I like dill pickle flavoring, but not in whiskey. So yeah, this could be, they might have realized, but it wouldn't matter if they realized. They got to fix their problem. If they got equipment that's not being cleaned properly, they've got to get on that case. They got to get on the case right now. But we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. I've got Texas 254 going up against Kessler's Julius Kessler whiskey. That's one of the really old brands. It's been around since 1888. Like really, it's been around that long. It used to be a little higher proof, about 86 proof. Still around though, 80 proof. Julius Kessler. It's under the control of Jim Beam Company today. James B. Beam Distilling Company, part of the Suntory Suntory Global Spirits, I think it's called Global something. But and then I've got the Sunnybrook from 1891 and Calvert blended, but that's only from 1934. Only from 1934, Do you hear about the Faubourg Brewery closing down? Yes, I heard about it. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. All right. Well, I told the guys, drinks are on me. The drinks are on me, but nobody responded. But yeah, so good riddance to you. Bye. bye-bye, get lost, and don't come back. All right, so thanks for watching. Um, Drinking a Taj Mahal lager first time trying, says Hood Khan. Oh, Taj Mahal is really good. You probably have the 500 milliliter bottle. That's good stuff. From India, Taj Mahal, named after Mumtaz Mahal, the wife of, yeah, one of the emperors. All right, thank you for watching, everybody. Take care, and see you tomorrow morning for a Dawn Busters Taste Challenge.